Hey, it's John Riley's Uniques again. I wanted to do a 2.0 version of how to make a living in antique booths. There's been a couple of things that have changed since my last video. So, I wanted to go into what I've changed, what I've learned. I don't even know how long it's been since pretty sure it was my very first video that I did. But I have closed my brick and mortar store. I'm only in booths now. I have learned how to make more money with less effort, less booths. When I closed my store, I had 7 booths. Some I done, okay in, and then others I was doing really well in. So I done studies of what I was selling, what was making me money, the cost of having a booth, and the rent and their percentage of what they took to what I was making, like getting my check, and how much time I was spending there. So I narrowed it down to 4 booths that I was making really well in, and even though there is one that I don't make as much money, but my rent and my percentage is way down. So I'm not far off from making the same amount of money as one I was selling more items in and had a higher percentage in rent rate taken out. So, and I don't have to visit as often, so it saves me on time too. But I narrowed it down to 4 places that I have my booths at. And how I did that was I found places that wasn't too big, had between 40 and 50 vendors or other dealers in it. They might have more booths than that, but there's only that many dealers. Because a place that is selling well, there are dealers that are taking 3, 4 booths up each, 2, and they're doing really well, so they just keep expanding in that place. I haven't done that too much. I try to get bigger booths so I don't have so many different booths. But and it's all how they advertise. If they're like in their pamphlets, like the Go Antiquing, Sunday Driver, things like that, you want to go somewhere like that that advertise in those pamphlets, because one, they get a lot of foot traffic because people who travel and go just on road trips to go to these antique stores or antique malls or these boutique malls or home decor malls, furniture, used furniture. They get those pamphlets and then they just go down the road and make trips out of it. So they get more traffic. The area it's in, like some of these places too have signs on the interstate, so that makes a difference, and they get more traffic that way. So you want to see if they have that. But don't get in too big of a mall because you can get lost. I still believe that. I've been in some big malls and I'm like, oh, they do get a lot of traffic, but it takes hours to go through these places if you're looking at everything. I mean, I'm not like hours, like 3-4 hours for big Walmart size antique malls. They're cool to go in as a shopper. I just don't like being in them as a dealer to make money. But unless you're up right in the front, you could easily get lost in the mix. But try to look at the location, what kind of clientele they have going in and out. If people are actually buying things, can you be competitive in there? Like, I like to try to be the most reasonably priced person in the mall, so I know people's going to buy from me. And there's some times where there's people cheaper than I am, but then that comes to trying to put out a better product, or a lot of times too, they're not as involved as I am, because I'm doing this as a living, and they're just getting in and out whenever they can, whenever they can find time to get pieces, painted or made or something. That's just with furniture. That's not with smalls or anything. So, and one mall I'm in is Black Dog Salvage. I don't know if you haven't ever heard of them. They have the TV show Salvage Dogs. It was on the DIY network. Now it's becoming Magnolia, I think, and I don't think they're going to do it anymore. But they did have 11 seasons on the DIY network. I think you can watch it now on Netflix, all their seasons. I think it's Netflix. Just Google it and you'll find it. But so that, just having a TV show, I mean, they stay packed. And I got a booth there. It's a smaller booth, but I mean, I can't keep items there. And with a place like that, the rent's not bad, but the percentage is higher. It's 20% is what they take. But I can easily make up at 20% in my price, what I sell it for. So it doesn't affect me at all. I just go up 10% more than I would at a regular antique place. And I sell a lot of stuff there. So the cost of having a booth there doesn't bother me, just because I know I'm selling a lot more. And I can make up the price easily, because people go in there expecting to pay a lot more, and then they see my price is like, whoa, that's a great deal. I can't believe it's this cheap in this place, But anyways, just look for things like that. Another thing that I've changed is how I paint my items. I'm doing a lot more spraying now. I still do some brushing, but I can now, what was taking me about an hour and a half to paint a piece, I can line up 5 pieces in a row, spray it in like 10 minutes. And I can spray and clear coat it by the time I clean my gun and everything. I would say sanding the piece, cleaning the piece, and I just rough it up. I don't sand it to the wood. I just give my pieces a rough finish so the paint has something to adhere to. Take the hardwire off, clean it, paint it, and clear coat it. It doesn't take me any more than 2 hours to do 5 pieces. I don't even know if it takes me that long. But once you get a system down, you get everything lined up, and you know what you're doing, you do it enough times, I mean, it's just like clockwork. You can roll right through it. And one thing that I notice, because with my brush technique, and sometimes I'll still brush my drawers anyways, because it doesn't take me any time to brush the drawers. And I don't get overspray inside the drawers. But because I like that kind of dry brush stroke look on my furniture. If I feel like I still need that on the cabinet part of the dressers, I'll go back after I get done spraying everything. I'll take my brush and just do my lines. And I have other videos showing how I apply my paint, so you can just go watch those. I won't explain it, make the video too long. But I can get that done in about 2 hours. So now I'm making more money, putting out more product in less time. And I'll do a better video about how I spray and everything and lining up my pieces, so you can understand that too. I don't have one now. I do have a video about how to set up a small spray booth inside of a storage unit that allows you to do that. You always got to ask. But I don't have one of me actually spraying that many pieces and getting it ready, so I'll do that for you. And I'll probably break it up in segment videos, so the videos won't be so long at once, and you can just watch each step. But I'll do it in real time so you can actually see how long it takes me. But anyway, so I've changed that so I get more bang for my buck, and because time is money. And also, the one thing I didn't mention with me going solely to booths instead of brick mortar, I do not have to carry liability insurance anymore. I don't have insurance on any of my booths with my product because I flip it so quick. For what it costs, I think I was paying $58 a month for liability, and it would cover up to a certain amount of dollars of anything that, like if the building burned down or whatever. But for what it costs in booths, and if something happens to get stolen, I don't have that many small things that are worth very much, and I doubt if I get $58 worth of things stolen a month. So it's really not worth it to me. And if it burns down at one time, maybe I got $1,000 worth of stuff in my booth at a time. I think it cost me somewhere around $1,200. No, I'm sorry. It was like $580 a year or $600 a year. I'm not sure. Take $58 times it times 12, and you'll know how much I spent on insurance. I don't know. I ain't got time to figure it up. But anyways, it wasn't worth for me to have it in any of my booths, and the likelihood of all my booths and my antique malls burned out one time is near to none. So I just don't do it. And I don't have to be there all the time managing the store, and I don't have to hire an employee and all that mess and do the paperwork every month. I got to pay a little bit more in rent and the percentage a little bit more than when I had my store, but my time and what I make up for it and being able to do projects, go to auctions, flea markets, yard sales, and go on vacations when I want. I go on more now than I did before. It's well worth it. And I'm making more money, and I'm happier. Not that I wasn't happy before, but I'm happier. So that's a big deal. Another thing, I mentioned this in the other video. I do an 80-20 principle. And what that is, I need to do a video on that. There are other videos on YouTube. You can look it up to see, get better descriptions on what 80-20 principle is. But I want to do one that only relates to this business model. Selling antiques or painting furniture and things like that. But what it is you take 100% of your time. 80% of your time is pretty much wasted. It doesn't get you anything or very much return on your time. 20% of that 100% is what you make most of your money on. So you need to figure out what that 20% of most of your income's coming from and focus 100% of your time on it, and you will make more money. And then cut out that 80% of your wasted time or very little return. For me, it was tables, like end tables, coffee tables, little shelving things that would take me as much time to paint that. Chairs is a big one. I mean, you can't hardly give away chairs. It would take me just as much time to paint a chair with all these little spindle things and have to do 2 or 3 coats to make it look right as it would to paint a whole dresser. And a chair, I don't even know why I'm using it. I can't even hardly give away just one chair. And if you did, what are you going to get? $40-$50 for it? A dresser I can sell for $150 for, So, and it sells a lot faster. It sells easier. You get more money. It takes the same amount of time to paint it. Probably the same amount of paint because, you know, these spindle things, they just don't look right unless you just get full coverage. And, you know, the dry brush thing don't work really well unless it's just like a square piece. So I cut out all of my tables, little shelves, things like that. And I do chest of drawers, dressers, buffets, things like that. So that's one way that I'm making more money for my time. But I'll kind of leave the smalls the same. I haven't really changed anything about that. Just sell it cheaper. Find a good deal and sell it cheaper. What else is there? Oh, you know, like where do you find your items? I will say one thing for the 80-20 ratio thing is unless somebody gives me the chairs, gives me the side tables or the coffee tables, I'll take, because I am spraying now, a lot of people can't spray. I know that they have to brush it. If you get it free, then it might be worth your time, and save it for when you don't have anything else. You're just looking for something, because there are times where you can't find dressers or buffets or something. So you got a little stash of like small stuff you can just knock out real quick. But if you're spraying, you get to that, it's not as bad. You don't have as big of a loss on it as you do if you're brushing it. It just takes forever to brush. But and then where you can find these items, that's a question I get a lot. Where you get all this stuff? People just give it to you? No, you have to buy it. I wish people would just give me stuff. You know, I mean, I do get stuff that's given to me, but most of my stuff, 90% of it, I have to buy. I have to buy, you know, it's not just like it's a free thing to do. But you can go, auctions is an okay place. You got to sit there a long time. You got to, hopefully nobody outbids you or, you know, runs up the bid. You can go to estate sales. Not even estate sales, but estates, buying estates. If you can buy estates, that is your best way to get your product for a lower cost so you can make money. You have to pay a lot more up front because you're getting a bunch of stuff. And sometimes, if you get lucky, there are people who just want the stuff gone, and, you know, instead of paying somebody to haul it off for them, they will just give it to you if you come and clean it out for them. But that's pretty rare. Most of the time you just have to buy everything. So you can go into a house and you see everything they got left over. You say, I'll give you $2,000 for the whole house, and you get everything in the house. You know, you do have to sort it and throw away some stuff, but, you know, you just got to look it over real good and see what you think you can make. But that's the best way. Thrift stores, of course, Goodwills, flea markets, and yard sales are a really good place because that's another place people are just looking to unload stuff. So you can find really good deals on furniture at yard sales. And I don't pay over $30 for a dresser. And I'm talking about a nice dresser. Hardwood, pine, oak, whatever. Thick wood. The little skinny stuff, I mean, you still sell for like $115. $30 for the stuff I'm selling for $150 or above. And I don't go over $20 for those little skinny wood chest of drawers and those little old, I guess, you know, some of them like 3 or 4 drawer dressers. I just have to show you a picture, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The little bitty 3 drawer dressers. They're bigger than nightstands, but they're not a dresser size or a full chest of drawer size, 5 drawers. I won't pay $20 over those because I'm only selling those for $115. And end tables, coffee tables, I don't pay anything for them. I used to would give $5 each, but I don't even pay anything for those now. It's just not worth my time. They pile up quick. They take up a lot of room. Unless somebody just says, hey, I'm going to give you these, then I'll take them. And then if it's something like a really nice, like Empire dresser, antique piece that has a lot of character, a vanity, like Victorian vanities, French Provincial, the really cool mid-century modern stuff, I will pay up to $50 for those. Just because I can get 200 or more, 300, 200, 250. So I will pay that for those, but they had to be unique, really cool pieces. And condition too really matters. I would say if it's a really nice piece, all I have to do is rough it up and put paint on it, clear coat, and I don't have to do anything else. No repairs, no bunch of scrubbing, cleaning, getting dirt off of it, spider webs and whatever, mold. I mean, it's got mold on it, you just throw it away, it ain't no good. But you know, maybe I'll go 75 on a really nice piece like that. On the French Provincials, Empires, mid-century modern, things like that. 30 on, if it's dirty, if it's a $150 piece that I'm selling, if it's really dirty and nasty and I have to do repairs, put drawer bottoms and all that in it, that affects what I'm paying for it. So that's going to be a lot less. So just use your own judgment and what you think you can do. But I know I rambled on a lot. Hopefully some of this information was good for you. I'll try to do more videos coming up, and I'll do specialized videos like the 80-20, how I apply my spray, how I'm sanding and cleaning my items, like if it's a dark mahogany piece or something that bleeds through easy, like cherry mahogany that bleeds through, I'll show you how to seal that before you paint it so you don't get the bleed through if you don't want it. I do have some videos where I plan on the bleed through to add to the character of the piece when I'm painting it. I do that some. And sometimes it's by accident. I did it by accident before. I don't want to go back and redo all that and repaint it, seal it, and then, because I'm losing money, you know, because it's my time. So I make it work, and I found a way to make it work, to make it look cool, and it sells. So, anyways, I'll be showing you that in the near future. If you like the content of this video, and I didn't annoy you too much with my rambling, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more things coming. Because I want to help everybody that I can. I want to share my knowledge and how to make a living doing this and be happy in life. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.